Hi, my name is Nathan Swaney. I'm the Security Advisor for the RSPA, here with another Security Short Take. A few weeks ago, when we were at the Inspire conference in beautiful Hawaii, and if you missed that, you really missed out, I had one of the RSPA members ask me a question that I thought was really interesting. They asked me about passwordless authentication. And if you've never heard of that, you may be saying, what in the world is passwordless authentication? Because a lot of people, they've not heard the term, even though it's been around a while. And I wrote a little bit of a longer article about this in the Connect magazine, so you want to check that out. But I thought it might be cool just to give you a quick update on this new technology that's coming out. Well, really, it's a collection of new technologies. The idea of passwordless authentication is that I should not have to type in a password to be able to authenticate to my phone, to a web application, to my computer, to whatever it might be. And so all of the, the tech giants, the big companies, the Microsoft, Google, Facebook, Apple, they're all trying to develop new methods of authentication. And we've used a lot of these already for like multi-factor authentication, right? You're used to putting in a password and then you got to pull up your little dongle and type the 6-digit code, or maybe you get the text message that has a code you have to type in. There's a lot of different forms. A lot of us have, we have fingerprints on the back of our phones now or on the sides of our computer. There's a lot of different factors of authentication that we've learned to use as a secondary factor, but a lot of us are still using a password as the primary factor. And what a lot of organizations are trying to do is get us to the point where that password is no longer necessary. So I've seen these in a lot of different places being rolled out. Obviously on our phones is the most common, right? We're used to, the Apple Face ID where you just look at your phone and then it authenticates you. Different things like that. I've noticed with Google on my phone, if I authenticate to my email and I'm traveling, and so I was in this country this morning and now I'm over here in this other country or a different state this afternoon, all of a sudden it uses additional factors of authentication to verify who I am. Even if I don't even have to put in my password, it's doing different things to validate me. Sometimes we're seeing behavioral things. So, oh, you don't normally log in from this place at this time, this computer, lots of different stuff like that. It's saying this is different. So we're going to ask for a little bit more information to verify you, to confirm that you really are who you say you are. We're seeing other situations where, hey, you've already got your phone. Our phones are very personal to us, right? You lose your phone, you freak out. Oh no, where's it at? Our phones are being used as you've already authenticated to that. So it can be used as a factor of authentication. I've got a friend who's a medical professional, and every time he walks into a patient room, the computer just logs in because it's tied to an app on his phone, and it knows he's in the room. And so if he's in the room, it authenticates and logs him in. We're going to see more and more of this kind of stuff in the future, and I don't think it will be very long before we start seeing this technology rolled down into the point of sale environment. I think we'll see it with web apps first. I think we're going to see a lot more technologies making that more accessible for various web apps. But then I think we're going to start seeing it for, the register at the front desk or at the counter or whatnot. I think it'll be easier and easier for that kind of stuff to happen, so that maybe we're not depending on things like fingerprint readers or other types of biometrics, or the simple PIN number that everybody shares. So be on the lookout for this kind of stuff. If you are a reseller, one of the things you're going to want to be looking for is like, hey, are my solutions that I'm selling, are they providing this? And what does that look like? Because that's a selling point that you can put out there. Hey, check out this technology, this new thing we have. It's more secure. It's more, easier to use, user friendly, that kind of stuff. Along with this, something that folks always ask me is, hey, that's great. We're not there yet. How long should our passwords be? Really? Like, is 8 characters enough? Does it have to be 15 characters? That's a really hard question, and I wish I could give you a definitive answer. The short answer is you need to try to push everything as much as you can towards multi-factor authentication, so you're not just depending on a password. The length of your password is going to be greatly dependent on the technologies that you're using. Is it a Windows system or is it a web application? Is it a mobile device, or is it some type of online cloud-based authentication system? Different systems have different types of controls that are wrapped around them. So, are you preventing people from using weak passwords? Because if you have a strong password, I don't care if it's 10 characters, 8 characters, whatever, if it's well done and you're blocking, brute force attempts, and if you're locking out accounts quickly and stuff like that. There's a lot of different controls that can come into play there. So I can't give you a definitive answer, but here's what I can tell you. If you're an RSPA member, shoot me an email, give me a call. Let's talk about it in your specific circumstances, and we can talk about what works and maybe what alternative controls you can put in place. Because I can tell you, if you've got good multi-factor authentication, if you've got strong monitoring controls and blocking controls and brute force detection and that kind of stuff, I don't really care if you have an 8-character password, maybe even a 6-character password in some cases. You just have to think about the thing, as the entire system, not just username, password. So that's our short take for today. Shoot me an email. Let's talk.